I'm joined now by new guest and betting expert Nigel Seely here. We're going to talk about whether Liverpool's new manager and former Dortmund manager Jürgen Klopp and what impact he will have on the team. Now, first question is, Nigel, do you think we're going to see a different style of play from the Reds, starting with their first match against Tottenham this weekend?
I think you will see a different style of play. I think Jürgen Klopp has already said he's going to play heavy metal football, whatever that means. But I think you're going to see a very attack-minded side. This Dortmund side was probably one of the most pleasing on the eye football teams to watch. I think it will be very good for season ticket holders at Liverpool and purists, the fans. But I don't think it's a gradual process. I think you'll see him get some of his own players in the next transfer window, but he's got to work with what he's got. And what he's got at Liverpool is not very good, and that's the problem. He's got a very poor back four. He's got some pedestrian midfield players, and he's got a striker in Christian Benteke who's out injured, and he's not really sure whether he's the kind of player he wants there. So I think eventually it's going to be very good for Liverpool fans. Will it be straight away against Tottenham? I'm not so sure. I think it's going to take a good 4 or 5 games to really gel in, get to know the manager, get to know his tactics, get to know his personality. But I think Liverpool fans are in for a massive treat, because if what you've seen at Dortmund over the last 3 or 4 years, anything to go by, Liverpool will be playing an attack-minded football and entertaining. But this season, it's all about making the Champions League if you possibly can, not losing too many more games, make himself in there with that top 4. But he's the right man for the job. And my only disappointment as an Arsenal fan is that Arsene Wenger never left and Klopp never turned up at the Emirates.
All right. And what I was going to say there, what sort of changes could we expect to see come the January transfer window? Is there any players that he's got his eye on right now?
Well, I mean, Klopp is a very, very flair manager. He likes players with complete flair. He looks at people like James Milner, who's probably one of the most workmanlike midfielders in the English league. Does really well for Liverpool, does really well for England. Highest earner at Liverpool as well. But is James Milner a Klopp-type player? I don't think he is. I think Klopp will look for a new striker. I'm not quite sure if Benteke will be. He'll be looking at the German leagues, maybe bring someone across. I think he desperately needs a centre-back. Lovren is not good enough. Skirtle's lost a bit of pace. He desperately needs some reinforcements. Matt Hummels is a name that's been linked around. Obviously, he was his captain at Dortmund for many years. I think you'll see a centre-half come to Liverpool. I think you'll see a striker. I think it could spell the end for Benteke even at this early stage. And the big disappointment for him already is Danny Ings, as a player who started to get back. Look a good player. England under-20s, my international, got involved in the England team. He's out for the season with a crucial ligament injury. So he needs a striker. He needs a centre-half. But I think you're going to see some names. But I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of German guys come in. I think Matt Hummels, at a decent price to be one of his first signings, could be where he addresses the problem early, because Liverpool at the back aren't good enough to be in the top 4.
That's very true indeed. Well, they're down in 10th place. They're 3 wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. When can fans hope to see them sort of rise up the table?
I mean, let's be fair. Liverpool are going to finish in the top 6. There's no doubt about it. They've got enough players, got enough quality. Daniel Sturridge is coming back, and I missed him for his services for a long, long time. He scores goals. When you've got a player who can get you 20 goals in the Premier League, you're going to be in good shape. One thing about Brendan Rodgers in recent weeks, when he was in charge of Liverpool, they drew a lot of games. They drew 1-1 in 5 of the last 6 games. Liverpool fans the good times will come back. I think they're a good bet. What I like about Liverpool now is, people are slashing their odds to win the Premier League title. They're not going to win the Premier League title.
Yeah.
One thing they could do very well under Klopp is win a cup. And they haven't been cutting the betting to win the FA Cup. And I think that's the kind of cup thing they could do well in. He will be in the first round, will be in January, in the new year. He'll get some good players in, he'll get his own players in, he'll get his system across. And I think Liverpool fans, if you're looking around now for an angle to bet Liverpool and get them on your side, maybe back at around about 10-1, something like that, to win the FA Cup, because that's where I think they've got a chance.
Well, they're priced 41 there at Ladbrokes to win the Premier League. What position do you think was going to see them end up in at the end of the season?
I personally still think they might just miss out on the top 4 this time around. I think Liverpool finish 5th. That's where I think they'll finish. I think the top 4 are dominant. You've got to remember, Chelsea are struggling. They're bound to have a good run as well. Man City are certainties to finish in the top 3. I think Arsenal are certainties to finish in the top 3 and 4 as well. And also, I think Man United. So I think the top 3 places are there. I think Chelsea come good. I think Liverpool finish 5th this season.
All right, fantastic. Nigel Seely, thank you for joining us today.